right, how's it going today, Will?
It's going good.
Good. So today for our coaching session, basically, we're just gonna do a quick icebreaker, and then we are gonna go over your strengths, see if you have any questions about it, see what you know, what you don't, maybe learn about them a little bit more, and then we're gonna be done. So it'll be pretty quick here. But my role as a coach isn't to like tell you about your strengths or anything, tell you what to do with them, but it's to help you kind of define them in your own way. You know what I mean? So first we're gonna do a quick icebreaker. If you had to describe your like ideal day, what would that be, like start to finish?
I'd probably wake up at like 10, and then I would go out. It'd be like nice out, and then I'd be like playing basketball or playing die with my friends. And then I'd probably go play golf after that,
Yeah.
and then have like a steak dinner.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I would say mine would be probably similar. Probably in the summer, go golf in the morning with my friends, or maybe it's fall, and then we go to a Husker football game after. Golf in the morning, go to the pool, Husker football game at night.
Play a little
I think
die
that would be
after.
awesome. Could do that. All right. So basically, we're just gonna move right into your strengths here. How familiar are you with what each of your strengths means?
Pretty familiar.
Pretty familiar. Which one were you surprised about? Any of them at all, or?
I was a little surprised about a Ranger, but then like after I read into it, I guess I do fit that.
Started to
a
understand
little
it.
bit. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, that's awesome. All right. Well, first, for Woo, do you feel like, when do you feel most energized meeting new people, and what, like, do you feel like you're able to have an impact in that moment, the first impression with someone?
Yeah, I feel like I don't really have problems talking to people. I feel like I can make a connection pretty easily with anybody I meet. Obviously, there is sometimes where it is challenging to try to make that connection, but overall, I feel like I do pretty well in social situations.
Yeah. Would you say you need to meet new people, or is that something like you're fine with the relationships you have, or is
Nah,
like you
I feel like
need
I
to
always,
go
I feel like I always try to meet new people. Making connections is huge in today's age. Like the more
Yeah.
people you know, the better off you are. So I feel like that's always what I try to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. Where do you think in your life you could use your Woo to open more doors or influence different outcomes more effectively?
I feel like, especially in the business world, the more people you connect with, the more people they can connect you with. So, just like overall, like in the workplace or even in college, like it can create more opportunities for me in the future.
Yeah. Do you know what you're wanting to go into?
I want to go into finance, either like analysis, and then work with a company, and then work with a team on that, or I really want to become a financial advisor,
Yeah.
and then kind of help people manage their money.
Yeah. That would be awesome. Can make good money doing that. All right. So for communication, how did you feel about that when you got it?
I feel like that fits pretty well
Fits pretty well.
with me, especially with Woo. I feel like those two kind of go together.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's a great connection. How do you decide? How do you decide like what to say in certain situations, or like what would resonate most with someone that you're talking to?
Honestly, I feel like I kind of just know what to say most of the time. I don't really like think about it that much unless I'm in like more of like a really formal setting that I will think about what I will respond to people with.
Yeah,
But for the most part, it just comes pretty easily.
just off the cuff. Yeah. Can you think of any recent or not so recent moments where your ability to communicate changed the direction of a conversation or a group that you were in?
Yeah, we were working on a marketing project, and then it was me and one of my friends, and then it was two other kids that we kind of knew. We sit next to them in class, but like we don't really know them outside of class. They weren't really helping us with the project, so I then just try to have a conversation with them about like doing what they should do within the project and what would be very helpful for us. And I just don't think they really knew what to do. So
Yeah.
having that conversation really helped them too.
And it helped out.
Yeah, and it made it easier on us too as well.
That's awesome. That's a perfect example of communication. How do you think you could use your communication to help someone else communicate better?
I think if I was to get somebody who's a little bit more introverted into a conversation, I'd be able to kind of communicate with them better, almost because I could lead the conversation
Mhm.
and I could almost tailor it to them so then they could respond to me better.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so for a ranger, I know you said you were a little bit surprised by it, but then you started to figure it out. When things get like super busy or chaotic, do you have a process to bring like order to it, organize it, or like be flexible within that?
Yeah, I use like my Remind app on my phone,
Mm-hmm.
and then I kind of plan everything out by 2 hour increments of when I want to get everything done.
Yeah.
So, and then after that 2 hours is up, I switch to the next thing, and if I don't have that thing done, then I'll set another reminder to finish that later.
Hmm.
And that seems to work out really well for me.
Yeah. So you don't use Google Calendar or anything?
Nah,
That's interesting.
yeah, I use. It's kind of I should probably. I set calendar dates for like my exams and like big projects like that. But for like homework assignments for the week, I do it every Monday morning where I set up all my remind for the week.
That's awesome. I have not heard that. That's a little bit more. I feel like that actually goes with the Ranger really well because it's a little bit more like flexible. I feel like than having a set calendar.
I think it's because I learned that within serving. Like you have to be very organized with serving, but at the same time you have to be super flexible.
Yeah.
Because you can't like if you focus on one thing too much in serving, you are going to forget everything else, and in turn that's just gonna hurt you. So you have to be super flexible, but also be really organized at the same
Mhm.
time.
Wow, I like that. Do you have an area in your life where your ability to like coordinate things, you don't think you're taking full advantage of it and you could?
I would say in school sometimes that's me. Right now, I've been getting a little bit lazier as this year's been going on about planning things out more in advance.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I feel like I've planned everything out pretty well.
Yeah, that's good. Have you ever felt like your desire to like organize things with your arranger has like overwhelmed others or yourself?
Yeah, I take if I try to like plan something for the most part, I just try to take control of it.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten better at taking input and using other people's ideas, but for the most part, once I get my idea in my head, it's kind of what I go with.
It's kind of
And
stuck, yeah.
then if that doesn't work out, then I have to just go with a backup plan or try to fix something on the fly, which normally works out.
Yeah. Do you make backup plans off the beginning or
No.
No, you're just hoping the first one works. Interesting. All right. For positivity, great strength, by the way. I do not have it. It's all the way at the bottom of mine. You probably weren't surprised about that one at all?
No.
How do you keep like your energy and optimism high, and how do you share that with others?
Well, I just kind of think that if you are like being negative or like being down on yourself, it's only gonna make the situation worse, and it's only gonna make you just like fall behind more in a way. So I think that if you spread positivity, other people's will like they'll react off that as well.
Yeah.
and they'll try to have more of a positive outlook on things. Like if you get like a bad exam grade, like you you can't change it, so you may as well just accept the fact and then try to come up with a plan or be positive about the situation about, well, I didn't, maybe I'll study more for the next one, or maybe I'll do something better.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, in tough situations, what helps you keep like your perspective and help others? Are you able to help others find the bright side in those times too?
Yeah, I kind of have this a saying that it's not it's not as serious as it seems. So it's like, yeah, in the moment, like it seems like the world might be caving in, but like if you take a look like 10 years from now, are you really gonna care about an accounting 2 exam that you didn't score well on, or
Yeah.
like a project that you didn't get the good grade on?
Mm-hmm.
Like most likely not. So like that's kind of how I look at things. I mean, there is some things that are very serious
Yeah.
that you need to take seriously and that will actually have like a big impact on your future. But for the most part, that's how I look at things.
Yeah, I think that's a great outlook, especially, I mean, as long as it doesn't get too far, like you said, because some things are actually really important, but I think that is a great way to look at it. Do you have an area in your life where you feel like your positivity or energy could make a big difference right now that it hasn't yet?
Uh, Not really, honestly. I feel like in college, especially, I feel like everybody seems pretty positive
Yeah.
for the most part. Like everybody has their goals and what they're trying to get to, and some people obviously get down on themselves with schoolwork, or like they are having a hard time managing time with everything that's going on. But no, for the most part, I feel like that's how it is.
Yeah, that's good then. And then what about activator, which is one that I feel like it can kind of be, oh, if I procrastinate, I don't have activator, but I don't think that's true at all. What makes you want to get started on something new?
Uh, I feel like I just have like a little bit of a drive to like come up with ideas or to just get something done. But
Mhm.
at the same time, I will procrastinate things. But like once I get something started, I normally try to finish it, or at least get almost like
A
pretty
little
much
way
done
done.
with it.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a. I went. That was probably one of the more strengths that surprised me. I thought it'd be high on my list, but I didn't think it'd be my top 5.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Have you seen it come out in like group projects where other people might not want to get going or other people aren't doing what they're supposed to do, and you have to kind of take the lead there?
Yeah, I'll just do the work for the most part.
Just do it for them.
Yeah, I'll just do it for them. If
Yeah.
it's
That's a
coming
big
down to
activator.
it like that, but that's where I try to, if I'll try to like make, I'll try to like incite them to like do it too, and like show that like this would help them out. But
Yeah, show that it's important. Um, what what sort of like what if they just don't care in that situation? I guess you said you're just gonna do it for them. But
yeah, I would try to like put it into a way that they would care, or like almost give them energy to like want to try to do it and
Yeah.
like help out. But like at the same time, I'm not them. They have different ways about how they go about stuff. So like it's up, ultimately it is up to them.
Yeah. Um, Sweet. So that's all your strengths. Do you have any two in particular, or two or three that you see go together? Because as I've like learned more about mine, I've realized that they all just go together. But
I would say woo, communication, and positivity go together really
Yeah,
well.
I would agree.
And then I would say like a ranger and activator go well together.
Hmm. Which strength do you think makes you like most successful?
I think woo would make me the most successful in the career path I am going down currently.
Why is that?
With the career path I'm going down, the more people you meet, the better. So being able to just connect with people and like learn more about them and do all that would be very beneficial for me, and I feel like that's kind of what Woo is.
Yeah, I agree with that. Which one do you feel like might be your weakest right now? Or like your most raw form of it?
I would say Activator is probably my most raw form, or Arranger, but I would say it comes out more. Those two come out more than I think about. Whereas like I like consciously know like I have good communication skills and
Yeah.
like I'm good with people and I always have a positive attitude. But like those two, you don't think about those ones as much until you're actually like in the situation doing it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
That is one thing that I think has helped me, has been like I got ideation and I didn't really think that I was very creative. But then I started trying to like literally apply it, like, okay, maybe I am creative, and that's actually helped a lot. So I think if you literally just think about the strength, it can come in. But sweet. So we're just gonna wrap it up now. That's about all I have. Next session we are gonna go over some goals and some other stuff. But yeah, thank you for your time.
Sweet.